I think this is gonna be a long one. I hope you have some coffee and some tea, because we're gonna spill some tea about what happened to me in 2022 and the things I'm not gonna do no more. Alright. Yeah. I had a mistake of not being specific or very clear in how long it took me to finish said job. For example, I was, at the time, I had a 3-week delay to get quilts done. Like, I needed 3 weeks to even finish my clients' quilts. And I ended up taking some embroidery work, and I wanted the man to know that I needed about 2 weeks to get the shirts done for him. Well, in me saying this is how much time I need, he turned around and said, take whatever time you want. Look how beautiful this is. And this is where the mistake is. When a client says that, whatever time you need, they think that a week is enough time, or they think 3 days is enough time, or they think a week and a half is enough time. And I went ahead and just kind of took the job, right? Well, he's going to give me time. Well, as I was working on my other clients' quilts and getting them done, he called me 3 days in and started harassing me about the work. Yeah. If I would have just been clear and specific and forthright and said, I need 2 weeks and no more, I need a full 2 weeks. Who said, take your time, he's on my butt, because to him 3 days was sufficient time, because he didn't understand that I had a lot going on at the time. And that was my fault, because I didn't specifically tell him I need 2 weeks. Okay? You're not getting it till 2 weeks from now. And I assume because he said, take your time, that he understood my timeline, but he doesn't read my mind. He doesn't know. And to him, 3 days was sufficient time. Okay, so be specific when you tell your clients their timeline frames, even if they tell you, take your time. Take your time. You tell them, I understand you're saying to me to take my time, but I'm letting you know I need 3 weeks. I need 2 weeks. This is my time line of take your time. And if you're very specific, people can decide right there and then if they want you to continue to do the work or they can wait. You know what I mean? You're giving them that time. I learned a lot from him. Some of the worst clients are the best people to learn from. I learned the most from him. Don't take a job that's not worth doing. Don't spend too much time on a job where you don't make a lot of money. And I learned, be specific about your time, because they have their own timelines. If you see what I see. Isn't she lovely? Little cat. Look at how beautiful this is. Another hard lesson is stop dealing with time wasters. I wanted to do a video about him, but time wasters. Time wasters come in different forms and fashions. Friends can be your time wasters. Family can be your time wasters. Clients can be time wasters. You could be your own time waster. One of the lessons I learned, I had a client who would set a set schedule to come drop off his products. I would be home waiting for him to show up. He would not show. He would set another time to drop off his products. I would be home. I would be waiting for him. I would not start work because I didn't want to stop and start, and he would not show up. And I tolerated this guy for quite a while. This man, I did a huge t-shirt job for him, and said time waster even wasted my time in picking up the work. I ended up doing, I believe, like 50 shirts for him, and he said he was gonna come at 5. I text him, "Are you on your way?" at 5:30. He says, "I'm sorry, I'm running late. I'll be there at 6. He didn't show up at 6. I said, "You know what?" And this was Friday. I said, "If you don't show up, I'm going to not give you the shirts." And it got to a point where losing the money was more valuable than dealing with him anymore. He ended up, I said, "If you don't show up by 7 o'clock, I will be gone," because it was Friday. I am going out, and I'm not going to let you pick up the shirts on Saturday because I don't work on Saturday. So either you send someone with the money to pick up the shirts, or I'm out. Like, I'm done. And sure enough, the guy showed up literally 15 minutes. What he was doing is he was celebrating with his family. And I guess he didn't want to leave the family to pick up the shirts. And he was the biggest, for me, time waster from 5 to 7, not including the times he wasted before. He's called me 6, 7 times to ask me to do more work, and I won't do it for him. I'm done. I'm just done. Like, I don't have time for that. So I have removed clients that are time wasters because they're frustrating. It's hard to work when you're frustrated. It's hard to work when you're pissed off at someone. And it's hard to get refocused to do work that you need to get done when you're dealing with someone that's so inconsiderate. So I have removed a lot of clients that are my time wasters. I just finished quilting this. I didn't film the quilting because I was like going crazy. But I'll show you a picture of it. And this quilt is beautiful. Look at the bubbles. The bubbles fit perfectly with this quilt. My winder from downstairs that I had over there, I moved it over here. Batting mountain is gone. Yep. And now I could wind 2 for 2 quilts in one shot. I have still 10 quilts to get done. I also quilted, look how beautiful. I think this is a lot of quilting. I really overdid it on the densely quilting. And this one I custom quilted for my client. I don't think you can even see it. It's an inch apart, and then I quilted line, line, inch apart, line, line. And then I meandered in here, and you can see the meandering. I was going to put a design in here, but I felt like I was afraid of this ledge, so I decided to custom quilt it. I've also decided, and this comes in line with time wasters, I do not answer any type of phone calls while I am up here working. I have put my phone on silence. I have shut the world out. I am here to finish and accomplish my task. And it's called focus. I don't know if you can see it there. And my husband gets upset because when he calls, it doesn't go through. But I'm all right with it because I'm working. And everybody knows now that if the call doesn't get through, I'm working. And when I'm done working, I will call everybody, text everybody back because I'm done working. And if I had a regular 9-to-5 job, right, you can't call people's jobs. So I've kind of structured that here. I'm working. Do not bother me. And That's been a blessing because a lot of times while I was working, something would happen and someone would ask me to do something and I would stop mid-work, take someone somewhere, do an errand with someone, and then I used so much energy in dealing with that when I came back, I didn't want to work, and those days are gone. If I'm up here, I'm working. If I'm up here, things are going to get done, and no one's going to pull me away from that. And I call those, for myself, even for myself, no more time wasting, Lorena. And also to keep in mind, that client who doesn't show up, I gave him too many chances. Too many. I have a rule now, and it's my rule. If you don't show up the one time, I'm not doing the work for you. Period. At the time that I talked to you that I was going to do the work, maybe I wasn't busy then. Maybe I didn't have a lot going on then. And if you didn't show up then, the next day, I could have so much work that I don't have time to stop and deal with you no more. And that's been a thing. Sometimes I would have clients that came to me and said, you know, I'm going to come and bring the item tomorrow. And I would schedule it and I would be waiting for them, and then they didn't show up. Maybe they forgot. Maybe it's an innocent mistake. And if it's an innocent mistake, maybe I would consider still taking the job. But if it's a repeated event, there is refusal to work for them anymore. Because, for example, I have a job that a lady wants me to do now. I talked to her 4 months ago, and she was supposed to come 4 months ago. And at the time, I wanted probably to do the job, and now I really am not interested in it because she was texting me. She was texting me during Christmas and New Year's, and I don't want to be working then. Like, those are holidays for me too, and I don't want to be waiting for someone who didn't show up and taking work and working during the holiday when they're off. And that comes in line where they don't think that. Anyway, I told the client, I'm sorry, I'm on vacation. I am not doing the work. And 3 months ago, I wasn't on vacation, and this is a different time. So that's where I stopped taking clients that wasted my time by not showing up. That means they're really not interested. And those are also too, I found some of the clients that don't pay you right away, and they play games in payment. So don't do work for time wasters.